How are you seeking to make God attractive to university students?
Yeah, so I don't think actually that I'm trying to make God attractive. I think God is immensely attractive already, like inherently. Um, so I think more the sort of like the missional approach that I'm trying to take is to invite students into a kind of space or a kind of experience where they can, maybe for the first time in their lives, even have an experience of the presence of God that is not mediated by like the institutional, you know, religious apparatus in our culture, or through like the media.
What is the locus of meaning for the students you encounter as you're trying to present this beautiful God to them?
When I was growing up, like when I was a university student, the 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 meaning was located outside of myself. It was located in scripture, or it was located in like the church, as a religious institution, and especially within like church leadership. There, that's where the meaning was located. And basically, my job as a student back, this is back in like the 90s, was to somehow appropriate or incorporate what the uh, leadership of the church, or scripture, these sources outside of myself, to somehow incorporate that into my life, to like make it my own. And now, of course, students today, the authority is within the individual person, and so they individually, and sometimes groups. I mean, identity politics flows into this, of course. Um, but university students today will much more look at how they are experiencing something, um, and how they are thinking about something in a very kind of, yeah, a very subjective kind of way. It is in many ways connected to our understanding that Christendom is sort of over. Like the church no longer has a place in society that is at the center. And I know there are many who are trying to reclaim that center for the church. But the the idea, or the social arrangement that the church is at the center. The church knows everything for everybody in all times. I mean, down to the details. This idea for young people, just no longer works. And of course, part of this is very much related to what happened at the dawn of the 21st century, especially after 9/11, where institutional religion was very much, um, it was put on display as highly potentially, not necessarily a force for good in the world. That religion, institutional religion, can be toxic, and rather than life giving, it can be life destroying. And so we live downstream from a lot of that, and I think a lot of this contributes to how the church has become marginalized in culture. And we're now, in many ways, back to the place we were at in the first century, where the church did its work from the margins, among the dispossessed, among the poor, and rather than at the center of cultural power.